13 Roads. Here is a tale I have not yet forgotten. Two children with green skin walked out of the mouth of the hollow road on a Tuesday morning in the 11th year of the long peace, speaking a language no one in the village of Woolwit could understand, and within 4 months the older of them was dead of bread, and the younger was alive and learning to speak, and 141 years later the younger is still alive and is the great-great-grandmother of 7 of the children in Woolwit, and they have, all 7 of them, the same green tint behind the white of their eyes that their great-great-grandmother had on the day she walked out of the hollow road's mouth. The hollow road's mouth opens once in a generation, in a different place each time, and gives back a child the road has decided is finished with the country it came from. The road does not give back the children it has taken from this country. The road, the keepers will tell you, trades. I will tell you what the green children were, and what the bread did, and what the younger sister has done in her 141 years in Woolwit, and what the keepers of the hollow road have been arranging, quietly, generation by generation, to keep her great-great-grandchildren from going home. The hollow road is the road of children who do not return. It is a road that runs east to west through the marsh country in the middle of the country of the 13 roads, and its mouths are not fixed in place. A mouth of the hollow road can open in a wheat field, or at the edge of a wood, or in the middle of a village green, on any morning of any year, in any country the road touches. Most mouths open empty. Most mouths take. The mouths that give are rare. The mouths that give do so on a precise count the keepers keep. Every 23 years and 7 months, the road gives back a pair of children on the same day, in the same place, in any country the road wants to send children to. In the year the green children came to Woolwit, the road had not given a pair to any country for 69 years and 3 months. The road was overdue. The keepers had been watching for the next opening. The keepers had not expected it to be in Woolwit. Woolwit was a small village in the chalk country, 80 miles from any mouth of the hollow road on the keepers' records. The village had no history of any road touching. The village had a chapel, a small green, 2 wells, and a flock of sheep that grazed on the chalk. The morning the green children walked out, the village was about its ordinary business. 2 harvesters at the field's edge looked up at a strange, small sound and saw the children walking, hand in hand, out of what had been, the moment before, a hedge. The children were a brother and sister. The older was a boy of about 10, the younger was a girl of about 7. Their skin was the color of new juniper. Their eyes were the dark green of moss in a deep wood. Their hair was black. They were wearing clothes the harvesters had never seen, a kind of loose linen woven with patterns that did not, the harvesters later said, sit on the cloth properly, as if the patterns belonged to a different geometry than the cloth. They did not run. They did not cry. They sat down at the edge of the field and waited. The harvesters fetched the priest. The priest fetched the alcalde. The alcalde fetched the children's grandmother, who was the oldest woman in Woolwit, and who had, in her childhood, been told about the road's mouths by her own grandmother, who had been told by hers. The grandmother sat down across from the children and looked at them for a long time. She said to the alcalde,
"They came out of the road. They are the road's trade. We have to keep them. We have to feed them. We have to not, any of us, let them eat bread."
The alcalde said, "Why bread?"
"I do not remember why bread. My grandmother only said that the bread was the door. Whichever of them eats the bread first, in the bread, the road closes them inside, and they cannot leave again. And they cannot, after that, go home. But our bread in this country is not their bread. They will die of ours. Their door is closed by ours, and the closing kills them. If any of them eats it, that one dies. If none of them eat it, both of them will die slowly, of being unable to digest anything in this country. We have, the grandmother said, to find them something between.
The village tried. The village fed them on goat milk, on river fish, on raw chestnuts, on the small white roots that grow under the chalk. The boy ate sparingly. The girl ate with appetite. The boy was, by the second month, getting thinner. The girl was, by the second month, beginning to pick up words. By the third month, she could ask for water and salt and the names of the village's 2 dogs. The boy, by the third month, could not get out of his cot. In the fourth month, the boy ate a piece of bread. He did it himself. He took it off the priest's table while the priest was at evening prayer. He sat on the bench by the chapel door and ate it slowly. The girl was not in the room. The boy ate the whole piece. He set the heel of the bread down on the bench beside him. He looked up at the ceiling of the chapel. He said, in his own language, a sentence the priest later wrote down in phonetic letters, and which has never, in the 141 years since, been translated by any scholar in the country. He died, the priest said, with no warning, between one breath and the next. He fell sideways off the bench. He was dead before he hit the floor. The girl was found in the kitchen of the priest's house, holding the other heel of the bread in her own hand, having taken it from the kneading block, and walked to the kitchen window and looked at it, in her own light, for what the priest's wife later said was a long time. She did not eat hers. She put it back on the kneading block. She came out into the lane and walked into the chapel and saw her brother on the floor and lay down next to him and did not say anything for 9 days. On the 10th day, she stood up. She ate the village's bread for the first time. It did not kill her. She had, the grandmother said when the news was brought to her, chosen. She had chosen, in the kitchen at the kneading block, to stay. She had set the bread down. The road had taken the choice as the closing of her door behind her. The bread now would not kill her, because the door was already closed. She told the grandmother in a language she was learning fast that her brother had eaten the bread because he had decided not to stay. He had decided in the cot. He had been thinking about it for a week. He had told her he was going to do it. She had told him to wait. He had not waited.
He is at home now. He went home. I am not going home.
The grandmother asked her where home was.
I cannot tell you. Your road does not go there.
The girl was raised in the priest's house. She was given the name Mira because she had no name the village could pronounce. She grew. Her skin lightened over the years to a pale green that, after 20 years, only showed in certain lights. She married a young farmer in Woolwit named Edrin at 23. They had 4 children. The 4 children were not green. The 4 children were ordinary in appearance, but they each had, and the village noticed, and the keeper's records have a column for this, a small green tint behind the white of the eye, visible only in candlelight. Mira's eldest daughter married. Mira's eldest daughter's son married. Mira's eldest daughter's son's daughter married. The line has continued, and the tint has continued, and Mira herself has not aged past the age she was at 30. She is 148 years old. She is 6 generations from her brother's death. She lives in the same priest's house, which is no longer the priest's house. The chapel has had 8 priests since, but is a stone house at the corner of the lane, and Mira has bought it twice over and given it to her descendants twice over, and lives in it now with the youngest of her great-great-grandchildren, a girl of 7 called Tamza, who has the tint in both eyes. The keepers of the Hollow Road visit Mira twice a year. They visit her because the road's mouth at Woolwit is not closed. The road's mouth at Woolwit is the same hedge it opened from in the 11th year of the long peace, and the hedge has not, in 141 years, been completely closed. The road would, the keepers believe, take Mira back if she walked into the hedge. The road would take any of her descendants who has the tint if that descendant walked into the hedge. The road, however, will not take her if she has not chosen to go. The road keeps its trades. The road keeps the closing, the bread made, but the road remembers that the brother chose to leave. The road thinks of the brother's leaving as a debt. The road has been, in the keeper's opinion, looking for the right one of Mira's descendants to settle the debt. The keepers have been arranging, generation by generation, to keep that descendant from being any of Mira's children. I sat with Mira last winter in the stone house. She is in body a woman of 30, and in face a woman of 30, and in eye a woman of 148. She gave me tea. She told me her brother's name, which I will not write down. She told me her own name in her own language, which I cannot pronounce. She told me that she does, twice a year, walk to the hedge and stand at the edge of it and listen.
The road talks to me. The road wants me back. The road has not, in 141 years, stopped asking. I tell it, no. I tell it that I made my decision at the kneading-block. I tell it that I had a husband I loved, and 4 children I loved, and grandchildren, and now great-great-grandchildren, and that I am not going home, and that if the road wants its debt, it will have to settle for something else. The road has been for 9 years asking for Tamza.
I said, "What have you told it?"
I have told it no, but Tamza is 7, and Tamza has begun in the last 6 months to walk in her sleep, and twice now Tamza has walked toward the hedge, and the second time I caught her with my hand around her wrist, 3 steps from the hedge's edge, and I do not know what would have happened if I had not been awake.
She said,
You have walked many roads, wanderer. You have seen many doors. Can a road's debt be settled in some other way?
I said, "I do not know." I said, "I have a list of what the roads have accepted in trade, in cases I've heard about, and the list is short, and most of the items on it are children. The roads accept other children. The roads do not, usually, accept things that are not children."
Would the road accept me?
I said, "Yes. The road has been asking for you for 141 years. She said,
Would the road then leave Tamsa?
I said, "I think so. I cannot promise."
Then, on the next opening, which the keepers tell me is in 8 months, I will walk into the hedge. I have lived a long, good life in this country. I have been a wife and a mother and a grandmother and a great-grandmother and a great-great-grandmother. I have had more time than my brother had. I have not, and I am at peace with this, had the time I would have had at home. I will go home now. The road will close behind me. Tamsa will live the rest of her life, and so will her cousins, and her brother, and her aunts, and the other 6 children with the tint, and the keepers will not need to visit Woolwit again. I am not afraid. I am only sorry I did not go with him in the chapel.
The next opening of the hedge is in 8 months. I will be in Woolwit. The keepers will be in Woolwit. The priest of Woolwit, who is a young man called Edrin Trekker, and who is a 6th-generation descendant of Mira through her 2nd son, will be in Woolwit. We will walk Mira to the hedge in the early morning of the day the road opens, and Mira will, when she is at the edge, take off the wedding ring she has worn for 125 years and lay it on the chalk and step in. I do not know what is on the other side. Mira does. She has not described it. She has only said that her brother is there, and that he is 7 now, the same as he was when he died, and that he is waiting for her on the bench by the chapel door, in the chapel of a village that does not exist in this country, and never will. I do not know if Tamsa, in 20 years, will tell her own children about her great-great-grandmother, and about the hedge that was at the edge of Woolwit, and the bread that closed a door, and the woman who chose to stay, and then chose to go. I do not know if you, having heard this, will look up at the hedge in your own village, or at the edge of your own field, and notice, for the first time, on the morning you read these words, that the hedge is breathing very faintly. I do not know what would happen if a child you love